Okay, welcome back. I think there's some kind of problem going on with part two. So let me see if I can invite some people again. We'll go here, grab the link, but it's going to be the same link. Control C, close. Go here in this chat. Control V, enter. Now I got to go back to the Google page, part two. Still got that closed off. That's good. And say something. Control V, enter. Okay, that is the link to come in the chat. I'm not sure. There you go. Come into part two by clicking that link. Are we still on the air? Yep, we're still on the air. Got 4 viewers. Click the link. I put it in the chat window on YouTube now. It's the same link to get in as the Stunt Hanger link, I believe, at the bench. We'll go down there at the bench. Friday night hangout. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. And we'll quote part two. PART 2. Boom, boom. Centered. Control V. Enter. Yeah, it's the same link. So let's go here. All right. Five viewers. Open the chat window. Click on the link. Come on in. I know Michael and the rest of the guys. We just started this back up. Go here. Click here. CLICK here. Control V. Enter. Huh. Whose web pages? Stunt Hanger's still there. Well, we lost the. No, it's still going. Yeah, Stunt Hanger's still up. Refresh. Go to At the Bench on Stunt Hanger. www.stunthanger.com. If you remember, you got to be logged in to see At the Bench. And it's about halfway down the page. Click on the link at the bench. There'll be a link that says Friday Night Hangout. Then when you click on that, it'll say part two. Click on the part two and we'll be good to go. I got 8 viewers now. Let's see here. Go back here. Their web pages are gone. Control. Oh. I'm posting that link in the chat on YouTube. 9 watching now. Well, this is an absolute disaster. They have to be working on it. And why do they pick Friday night to do it? I have no clue. Let me see. My channel. My channel. My channel is still there. And we'll go to live events. Past live stream. Stunt Hanger Hangout. Yeah. Streamed 15 minutes ago. 57 minutes. Yeah, okay. So let's, where are we at here? We got to go to Video Manager. Video Manager. Come on. Somebody just come on?
I think I did.
Yep, you're in there. Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Pretty good, Howard. Here we are. They must be working on YouTube or something. It locked up my computer. It dropped the other guys. I had to. This is part 2. I had to start the stream over again.
Yeah. What I had to do to get in was I had to copy the URL, shut my browser down, reopen the browser, paste the URL in, you know, and then accept all the BS at the front, and then
right.
no problem. The rest of the time, I could hear, you know, as I had in the past, you know, double speak, double voice, double everything. So, right. Yeah, I figured out how to do it. I just forgot there for a moment.
Well, I'm glad you made it. I haven't seen you in quite a while.
It has been a while. The good news is I'm about 75% done with an Infinity. So it wasn't my airplane of choice, but it's the one I can get ready for the Nats fast enough. So I don't have the skills that you have to build in 30 days, but.
Yeah, well, I'm losing my steam.
Maybe in the future I will, but right now, no. I don't even want to pretend to do that.
I'm losing my steam, to be honest with you.
We had a Bill Rutherford's estate was purchased by a local modeler and then resold for the family. So I purchased an Infinity wing, some plans, a fuselage, and an elevator. I don't know where he got the wing and the elevator. They were already done. The rest, yeah. Hunt, he got them from Bob Hunt, the Infinity wing. It's a big, thick wing.
Let me see it. You got it so I can look at it? I tell you.
Well, let's see here.
You're going to have to hold it up so I can see more than just the leading edge.
Back of my chair. I don't know if that's.
Is it a foam wing?
Yes.
Yeah, it may or may not be a Hunt wing. I don't know, but
it's thick, and I flew one just like this a couple of days ago, and it flew really, really well. And my other airplane stuff just never showed up. I was supposed to build an SV2 with a PA-75, but that has not arrived. So that's not going to happen. And the other stuff I have is just way, way, way too heavy. That one in the shape it's in right now with the flaps and elevator is about 38 ounces. So I think I'll be able to get it under 65 by the time I put all the electric stuff in it and everything. So I've still got to put primer and paint. And so the last one I did was a modified T-Rex, and it came out embarrassingly heavy. So it did not fly well at all. It was horrible. Looked great, but my goal was to have a 15-point airplane, and Frank Williams said it was probably a 17-point, but it also weighed 86 ounces. So a T-Rex will not fly at that weight.
Well, I'm not judging the Nats this year for appearance, but Charlie Reeves and Jim Lynch are, and those are the guys that helped me. I'm hoping that they learned something how I did it last year in an hour. I hope they figured that out.
Oh, it was easy last year. Of course, I was flying a hand-me-down, so my appearance point judging was pretty easy. And while I'm building a hand-me-down, it wasn't what we were originally going to build. Bill passed away right when we were going to start on their new project. And he had given me that wing, and he had given me the fuselage parts. And I sort of put them back over on his side. And then when he passed away, it got lumped in with everything else. So what he had given me, I had to actually go back and buy. So I bought those and assembled them. And if it flies as good as the other Infinity, I'll at least have an airplane I have confidence in at the Nats.
Brett won the Nats one year with an Infinity. That's his design.
Yep. So, like I said, I'm too new at this to really. Mine's as good as the other Infinity. I'll at least have an airplane I have confidence in.
Steve, you got to turn off the echo.
All right.
Infinity, that's his design.
Yep. So,
There you go.
All right. Yeah, the other guys that were on the other one, I must have got in right when it shut down.
Yeah.
They're still there trying to set in there. I was talking to one guy who was Jorge.
Yeah, Jorge from Colombia, Medellin, Colombia.
Yeah, I don't know if I should go back and try to tell him how to get in to this one.
All he has to do is close out that window and click on the link again, and it'll bring him here.
Yeah, where it says hang up.
It's the second one down.
Yes.
I didn't even notice it when it came up. I kept going back into theirs.
They're the same link. You look at them, they're identical. But he's going to have to close out that window. And I thought everybody left, so I started another one.
Oh, okay, yeah, because every time I clicked on that, I was looking on it on my phone and then trying to go, and I kept getting back in with theirs. There was like 3 guys there. I was talking to him, and then I told him I was going to try to get into this one, and he could move over.
Yeah, there's David. He's back.
Yep, he was there.
Hey, gentlemen.
Hey.
Gentlemen, that's a little bit presumptuous, don't you think?
Yeah, where? Yeah, all them guys need to do is close that window and then re-enter. I can't go back now because I got this one running, or this will shut off.
All right, I'll try to go. I'll try to go back and then come back.
All right. I think they're working on YouTube, and I don't know why they picked a Friday night to work on it, but it sure screwed me up.
Okay. Hold on here a second. I'll try to get back here in a minute.
Okay. Anyway,
I noticed from the stream from last night, you were working on two, were they Continentals?
no,
No, what is that?
these are,
They're electric, whatever they are.
yeah, they're Cavaliers.
Cavaliers, okay.
Yeah, these two here. I got one more Cavalier to do, and an SB22. SB22 is in primer, but it's I think that's going to be the last one I do. That one's really rough.
Is there something special about the SV22 that makes it difficult, or?
The woodwork.
Oh, okay.
Sparky, what's the wingspan on those planes?
I think it's about 60.
Well, pretty big.
Yeah, they're only 57, 56, somewhere in there.
That's good size. You like running 4-strokes on those planes, Sparky? On your control end planes, or just do you like blow or gas or?
Well, I built 6 electric airplanes. I built 2 of Bob Hunt's Crossfires. No, 3 Crossfires and 4 Vipers in electric. I've ended up selling them all. I still have some electric stuff. I have the good batteries, the Thunder Power batteries, and an iCharger and some other stuff that I'm going to sell. I probably should take that with me to Brodax to sell it, but I'm done with electrics. I mean, I tried it, and I sold off all my PAs and stuff. Ended up trying electric. That was a bad mistake on my part. I ended up going back to glow.
Do you have a preference for the type of an engine, OS, or like the? I mean, there's so many different type of engines. Do you have a preference on the brand?
Well, if it ain't a PA, it's going to be a Super Tiger. Old engine for an old guy. I got 5 Super Tigers. I have some Merkles, but they don't run quite as good as the Tiger, and they're heavier. Yeah, all my stuff has went back to the 50s, really.
A lot of people won in the 50s with it, so.
Well, the engine came out in 1971. Super Tiger 60 was in the Model Airplane News in 71. Let me see here.
Is that that's not a G21, that's, or is it?
V. V as in Victor. Okay, that Continental that I built. This is Model Airplane News. This is where I used to fly, Whittier Narrows. This is my buddy Tom Warden. This is the original Continental. Super Tiger V60 is in this magazine, and the date on this is March of 1971.
Wow.
And we'll find the 60 article. Somebody came back.
That's me.
Are
Yeah,
they
I
still
don't
over
know
there?
why. That first call, there's still one guy left in it. And it actually will bring you to a different place if you click the first deal on there for Friday night.
Really?
But I told them to sign out and then sign back in on the second one down.
You guys ever heard of these European-made engines? They're called Colms, K-O-L-Ms. It's an old engine, man. They sound just awesome. Colm engines.
No, I've never heard of them.
They're old.
Here it is.
Howard, you live in Texas?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
Here's the article on the brand new Super Tiger V60. The exclusively redesigned version of the long-established ST60 offers vastly improved performance and much better idle. No power loss with the latest type of Super Tiger S56 type muffler.
Well, that's great. You got a good idle for control line. Just what every control line modeler wants.
It says here, there was a 60 before, but the V60 came out in March. It says the ST series and the heavy G series, the first ST model was announced. No, that's wrong. Oh, wait a minute. ST60 model was announced in '64 and was merely a board version of the 56 BV. Let's see. 51 and 56 motors were introduced in 1960. So I guess they came out before 1971, but were redesigned in '71.
Yeah, didn't they have like a V23 and a V21 or something like that?
Oh, I can't remember that far back.
It seems like there's two different in that V. They had like a stamp in there, and I was told that you had to get the 23 because the other one wasn't the same as the one everybody wants. That's what I was told. I don't know for 100% sure.
The G21s are the ones that the combat guys want.
Yep, that's what we used to fly, G21s back in the late 60s, early 70s, and then Foxes, and then after that, the Nelsons came out, and that was kind of the end of it.
So have they sold off all of Bill's airplanes?
Yeah. Yep. Mark Troutman is the one that sold. I mean, the whole airplanes you really don't want. I mean, they're good practice airplanes, and if you're flying intermediate, I think you can fly them, or beginner. But for advanced on up, which I think is what Samantha flies, right? She's advanced. Yep. So,
yeah,
you really don't want to fly a hand-me-down because you get no appearance points, and at the Nats, that could make the difference between making the final fly off or not.
Okay, here's what it says here on the 60s. A test report on one of the previous Super Tiger 60s appeared in Model Aviation News in April of '66. But they did redesign it in '71.
I had a Bluehead Super Tiger. I don't think that was a V though.
No, that's the clunker motor. That's a fishing instrument.
No, it isn't. It's very good in pattern. If
Yeah.
RC pattern, it is a great running motor. But for control line, you're right. It'd probably be good. At least you know where it'll sink to the bottom, right where it hits.
Boat anchor.
Yeah, that in RC actually with a pipe runs pretty good.
Even I ran it with a Max muffler, MACS, and it was a strong. I mean, I had it in a Mach 1, and then later on a compensator, and then I switched over to OS, and they were good motors for pattern. But that was back when you had to fly 100 miles an hour.
Your pipe looked just like this one.
Yeah, it weighed about 40 ounces. It was solid aluminum.
Yeah, your pipe looked just like this one.
Yeah, it wasn't like this.
Carbon fiber.
Yeah, this thing doesn't weigh. Actually, the rubber grommet, the silicon grommet, weighs more than the pipe, I think.
Do you make those, Howard?
No, I bought that out of Bill's estate.
Billy Werwage made it.
Yeah, that's a Werwage pipe. I would have said so, but I wasn't 100% sure. So, and I think these are Wendy Ertnowski pipes, which are actually even a little lighter.
Your camera's off, Howard.
I'm off now?
No, your camera.
No, I see him.
Yeah, you see a picture of him. That's not his camera.
He's coming on my screen, Sparky.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can see myself.
Yeah, you can see yourself. You know what? When you talk, I see a black screen.
Okay,
Right.
well, I see a black screen. Well, Stunt Hanger is on right now. I see you fine. Oh, well.
I see
I
him,
can see-
Sparky. I understand.
Yeah, I see Howard too.
David is his avatar. You don't see his. Ask him to move.
Oh, yeah, I see him good.
Is he moving?
Yeah, he's moving.
I see his watch.
Yeah,
He
Number
gave the
one.
finger.
Number one.
he's number one in pattern.
That's right.
He's giving a peace sign.
Yeah.
Take a piece of that, right?
There must be something wrong with my shit, or I don't know. I see everybody but Howard.
Well, you got too much primer dust in the camera. That's what it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna
You're
have
working
to pull everything out.
You're working too hard, Sparky. You got to put some.
Yeah, hopefully Billy will be building some pipes here pretty soon.
Him and Chris Red are, I'm sure. They made an oven.
Well, I built that $400 oven for him.
Oh, that's
I'd
right.
hope they start making some here pretty soon.
Well, Steve, this is the one. This is I think that's a Of course, Sparky can't see me. I think that's a Wendy Ertnowski pipe. It's very long.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got two of those, and they look very similar. One's got more curve to it than the other.
The Wendy pipe is square on me.
Well, I think Bill and Wendy were bunk bed buddies for a while,
Oh,
and I'm not sure what happened, but I guess Wendy quit doing modeling stuff.
yeah, he's on. He's got a channel, I guess. He rides motorcycles.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway, Bill was in some of Wendy's videos back, I think, in 2008 or 9, somewhere along in there. Maybe 2010.
Yeah,
You guys
is it
know-
Randy Rich? Is that his name that makes
Yeah.
Rich's Brew?
Yes.
Yeah, he sent me some He showed me some pictures and stuff of some of Bill's airplanes for sale, and I thought he had one in there with a PA-75 in it and stuff, and I thought about it, but
No.
they didn't really know what they wanted for him. And
Yeah. They had a Rojet 76. He had two of those.
okay,
He had a PA-65 or a 61. Which is it?
Both.
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 Okay. Well, he probably had both of those. I think Frank Williams bought those.
okay,
So all in all, I think everything that he had got sold. The biggest disappointment was they brought all the wood, which was the most valuable of everything, the wood and the motors. They brought it to the hobby shop. I think they brought it to Randy, and Randy unloaded it on somebody else. So what does some RC guy need contest grade balsa for?
yeah.
You know,
On the
that's
subject of wood, what's the best way to store wood? Apparently flat, correct? So it don't work. Dry, humidless, or no humidity and dry and flat.
That's good. Or you can stand it straight up.
Does this is going to be a dumb question probably, but wood doesn't have a shelf life, does it, per se?
Gets lighter when it gets older.
unless bugs get in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're in a place where those big black carpenter ants. They'll eat it. They love to eat that stuff.
Actually, wood does have a shelf life, but
It
it's not
does?
going to be in your lifetime.
Okay, I ain't got to worry about it then.
Yeah,
I got some.
it
I got
lasts-
some good.
No, I was just going to say it lasts almost as long as a Hostess Twinkie. You can bury a Hostess Twinkie and dig it up 300 or 400 years later, and it's still good.
Keep it away from the ants, though. Apparently.
And this past weekend in Houston, we had, on Memorial Day weekend, we had the Bill Rutherford Memorial Contest.
They were looking for a picture of Bill.
I've got some pictures if you want them.
No, on the forum. They're on the forum for that contest. I don't know what they're.
Oh, okay. I don't know who took. I didn't take any pictures, so I'm sure somebody did.
Guys, I'm gonna go. It's nice talking to you. I'm running out of juice here, but thanks for having me.
All
All
right,
right, buddy.
see ya.
Yep.
Bye.
What did Bill die from? A heart attack or?
No, he had a massive stroke.
Oh, okay.
Basically, his brain bled out. He had an aneurysm.
Oh, okay.
One of the blood vessels in his brain ruptured, and he just, he bled out.
Nice
Was
guy
that
you
quick?
want to meet.
So, I mean, that happened back in December, the latter part of December. I think it was Tuesday before Christmas, because we were all supposed to go fly. And I got a call about 6:30 in the morning while I was driving out to the field saying that Bill had a massive stroke. So went by the hospital to check on him, and it didn't look good at all. And I think a week and a half later, he passed away. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that happened to my mom's friend. Done and had an aneurysm sitting there getting her hair done, and she lasted on about 6 hours. But that's the same thing. She bled right out.
Yeah, you can have all kinds of strokes. I'm not a medical expert, but my understanding is they differ in severity. Some are mild and some are significant.
My
Yeah.
dad had a stroke. He survived. He's still alive.
Well, Bill had
How long ago?
prior to this math.
2 years.
Yeah, my dad had one, and he wouldn't take a breathing tube or anything, or a feeding tube or anything like that. They said he'd get pneumonia and died. And die. That's what happened after about a week. But it was his choice. So, do you know when they are going to have the that World Championship tryouts there in Houston this year? Have they set a date or anything?
October the 14th and 15th, somewhere along. Let me look on my calendar and see. It's in the middle part of October.
It's the middle part of October.
It's in October. Actually, it's the 14th and 15th. I don't know if the 16th is a rain day or what, but I've got the 12th through the 16th blocked out on my calendar. October, so it's October 14th and 15th. And this past weekend, we flew with the placards that are supposed to be between 4 foot and 6 foot. We flew with those. They weren't white. We painted them orange so we could see them better. And that all worked well. That's the first time I've ever flown with those. That helps a lot.
Okay.
Not only in just position, in the height, 4 to 6 foot, but also in where your centers are. If the wind is fortunate enough to be blowing the right direction. And our wind, yeah, our
Move the
wind was
poles.
blowing 15 gusts to 33. So it was a little windy.
You think?
Yeah, we didn't have one crash. We had, 16 people on Saturday entered, and Pro 5. I don't remember. I know I didn't do too well in advance.
Doug Moon there?
No, he was not. Trying to think of who won expert. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to go back and look and see. I just don't remember right now. Sorry.
Yeah, we
I
got
was
some,
gonna- Go ahead.
we got some flying in last night. Samantha got in 3 flights. It's been so windy here that we got to wait till almost dark, and then try to get some flying in.
Well, the group here typically will fly early in the morning. We get there about 6:30 and fly till about 9. And the only disadvantage of that is you got to be off during the week, or you got to get up at 5:30 or 5 on the weekend. So, but normally here the wind is calm up till about 9 or 10, and then it picks up over 10 miles per hour, by around 9:30 or 10. Some days you can fly, some days you can't.
Oh, okay.
But it's usually good very early in the morning. So, hey, I don't know. I'm not sure where you live, but you might check the weather forecast and see if it's going to be nice and soft in the morning.
Yeah, usually it's okay in the morning and then at night. Yesterday morning it was 42 degrees here.
Oh, geez. That's wrong.
Yeah, so it was good and cold. But Samantha had to go to school, so she leaves at 6:30 in the morning to get to school. And so we waited till the wind calmed down. But I was going to go tonight, do some flying myself. But same thing, the wind didn't quit till 8 o'clock. And it's like by the time I get there and set up and everything, and
It's dark.
you get in about 2 to 3 flights, and then that's over.
Make sure you bring that propeller because I painted my spinner for it.
Yeah, I watched your video last night. I hit the like, but before I even hit the like, somebody had hit dislike again. I don't know. You're gonna have to find out who that is, Sparky.
Yeah. Here's the spinner, 3-blade, to match the other one. So
Yeah, it looks really nice.
Well,
Beautiful.
I have a question. Other than just a sense of own self-satisfaction, what difference does it make in the grand scheme of things if people like or don't like?
well, the guys disliking my channel are really helping me because it's all about engagement. So he's just making a dildo out of himself.
Granted that I agree with that 100%. Sometimes if you just ignore stuff like that, it takes care of itself over time.
Well, he's been doing it for what, a couple months or better?
About 8 months.
8 months? Has it been that long?
Yeah. Every video
Yeah.
has one dislike on it.
Whose wife you been running around with, Sparky?
He's not telling.
All I got to say is anybody that don't like what I'm doing, please step up and do one. See how you do.
Oh, I know it. Hey, everybody has good ideas. Everybody wants to be the idea person, but they don't want to do any of the work. But I guess that's the way the world is anymore.
Well, I can't remember the percentages, but it's really low, the doers.
Yeah, it's the time, the money, but really the time. If you think, you only have so many hours in the day, and then so you got to make time to do all this stuff and then go back and edit stuff and that. I mean, it's just crazy.
A guy asked me, and I'm going to charge. I looked at Wendy's videos. Wendy charged $35 for his Brodak videos. Well, my Brodak videos are not going to be free this year. Of course, they're going to be more than an hour because we're going to be shooting all week.
Yeah, well, I'll try to help you out on that. Samantha said she would. She's going to fly a couple events, and then she has to do a training for old time because she's going to judge old time at the Nats because they didn't have a judge for that. So she's going to judge old time and classic at the Nats, help out. But so basically she's got to do some kind of training for old time.
Old time stunt would definitely mess me up. All the pattern maneuvers look like you enter them differently than standard or what I'm used to.
I'm going to fly Classic at Brodaks and the Nats this year, plus Pampa.
What's your airplane?
Continental.
Ah, okay.
What was the one with now is the Continental, that doesn't have the gold on it, does it?
No.
That's
Red, white, and blue.
now is that a classic airplane also?
What airplane?
The one with the gold leaf?
Oh, yeah, it does have gold leaf on it. Yeah, it's classic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you do so many airplanes, it's hard to keep up with what you got and what you're going to fly. And
I got a couple airplanes.
you got a ringmaster?
No, I don't. I got a set of plans. If I had a couple more days, I could build one, but I gotta go. I'll have to go back here. Sunday.
Yeah, I guess this year they're going to have a ringmaster, just all ringmasters for an event there at Brodak this year.
Well, Marky, I think I have a Cavalier wing, but I can't find it right now. It's in another stack. So that airplane you're working on there is called a Cavalier, correct?
This is a giant Cavalier. This is not a classic Cavalier. This is some other type airplane shaped like a Cavalier.
All right.
I didn't build these, so I don't know exactly the lineage of them.
Now, does that have Tom Morris's fabric hinges on it, or
Yes.
that? It does?
Yes.
Oh my God. I did one like that, and it's got an open bay tail. I've sanded through the damn covering. I mean, it's just been a nightmare. That's why the airplane ain't done. It just looks like hell.
Normally, when I do an airplane, flaps and elevators are off of it in the finishing stages.
Yeah, that's the way I was told to do it. So.
Well,
I'm using my hinges on everything from now on.
Now, can you use your hinges on one of them Millennium wings?
Certainly.
Okay, because it's got that piece, that runs 1/4 inch or 3/8 of an inch in there, and it's only a 1/16 of an inch where he sets the thing. I couldn't figure out how to hinge it right. That's why I didn't.
Drill a
I went with
16th hole.
like he does.
Drill a 16th hole right along the 16th inch piece of wood, and then follow it up with an 1/8 inch hole. You've got to drill a pilot first.
Yeah, I guess you got to somehow put something in there to brace it, because if you went with an 1/8 inch hole, all that wood would be gone on
Yeah,
the trailing edge.
You got to back it up inside the wing so that that tang is, you know, buried in wood. You can't just have it hanging out in the outer space. But
Right.
so you got to, I don't know. When I build an airplane, I'm thinking ahead a couple of steps, you know.
Yeah, I know them. I guess the Millennium Wings are light, but I don't know. I don't care for them too much.
I get a Millennium Jig. I don't know.
Yeah, I bought one too, and then never did one. The next one I got, the Stunt machine or whatever, the Usama. I got a lost foam on that. I gotta get working on that wing.
The Millennium Wing is probably the faster way to do things, but the more accurate way to do it is lost foam.
Oh, okay.
The absolute fastest way to build an airplane is I-beam wing.
An I-beam is the fastest?
Absolutely.
Oh shit. I
And
never tried one because it looks scary.
now it's the most accurate too.
Has anyone ever did a I-beam wing with sheeting?
But yeah, they have. But why would you do that?
I just figured it'd make like a more accurate leading and, you know, to the high part of the wing. And it wouldn't have all the scallops in it and stuff.
That's what makes an I-beam cool. And
Well, I know it makes it cool, but I figured that with the sheeting on it, that actually makes the wing lift the same, you know, all the way, instead of the scallops, it's skinny, thick.
no, them facets are I-beams work perfect. Yeah, I got one Viper left with an I-beam, and I had it up on the bench earlier.
Why do people go away from them then?
The reason why that they went away from I-beams, there's a limit on how much wingspan you can put on them.
Oh,
So, like Paul Walker's bat, I think it was a Bad News, or one of his impacts that was real successful. That was I-beam. You have to have a super strong spar or I-beam if you're going to span out 60 inches. So in the old days where the airplanes were 52 and 55 inches, there wasn't a whole lot of flex, because the thing about an I-beam is the way that it's constructed, the wing is part of the fuselage, and it doesn't become strong until the covering's on it and the paint is on it, and then it all becomes a monocoque system. But even under that, when you put that much span out there under load, they flex so bad you'll snap them. So what I do with those big wings is I have Kevlar thread, and I sew the wings, the ribs.
oh, okay. Yeah, because I was wondering with carbon fiber and stuff, if you couldn't do something with that so you could lengthen the wing out.
Well, let's see. In '94, model airplane news, there's one of my Vipers, the Super Glide, and that was the one before this one here. That was the one before this one here. They had a similar paint job on it, and it was I-beam. This is a 57-inch wingspan airplane, and the other one was a 56-inch wingspan, but I used a white pine spar in it, and the way that I whittled that spar out, the spar was less than an ounce. If you use a carbon fiber spar, you're going to have a 3-ounce spar, and then you're defeating your purpose.
Oh, okay.
I-beams
That
are
was-
cool.
Well, we couldn't find it. This guy, he just started flying and stuff, and he buying up all kinds of shit. But he come up, he bought I think it's a 1 inch or inch and a quarter square carbon fiber tube, and he put it in a wing. It just goes right through the wing, and then on that he puts his hardwood rails and stuff, and it's the perfect for like a 46 engine, and then mounts the tail on it, all that kind of stuff. It was hard to believe how good that airplane flew.
How much did it weigh?
It was 42 ounces or something like that, 43.
What was the wingspan?
And it was 500 and something square inches.
That's
But he's
about
doing
right.
another one. But it wouldn't, I told him if you could get something, that was, 3/4 of an inch by an inch and a quarter, then that would qualify for a profile airplane. But what holds me back to try it, that tube is $80. It's really super light and strong, and it's extruded or whatever. But I'm like, man, if you could get it to where it would qualify for a profile, I think you could make up some kits. And I mean, there's no flex in it, and there's just absolutely no flex in that tube for the fuselage.
They don't have the lumber yard that I used to go to anymore, but I got a lumber yard down the way on Tesson's Harry that allow me to crawl around in their wood pile. If you can get in the wood pile and you can select yourself a piece of 1/4 inch by 2 inch clear white pine, flat and straight, that's what you make your spar out of, and they'll be an ounce and just as strong.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, shooting clear white pine is expensive.
$5. You only need
For that.
60 inches long, not like you're buying 200 board foot.
Yeah, that's true.
So you need a piece 5 foot long by 2 inches wide and a 1/4 inch thick. And I can draw a spar out and sand it and hollow it, whittle it out. It weighs nothing. And when I have a roll of carbon fiber tow, you take carbon fiber tow and you start in the middle on the top, you go all the way to the end, down, and then back around, and then back around, and end up in the same spot, and you cap it with 1/8 inch by 1/2 inch balsa, hard balsa, so now you have an I-beam, and that spar is strong, and it weighs an ounce, a little over an ounce, capped.
Wow. It was crazy as when I was married, I built this house. When I buy this lot, and it had 4 white pines on there. They were probably 150 years old. So the first branch was maybe 80 to 100 feet high. I couldn't even give them away. Nobody wanted them, only hardwood. And then when I built the house, I had to have some clear pine to go up the steps to match the woodwork. And I think I paid $200 a board to go up each side of the stairway. But, I'm like, no use, I didn't have any use of a sawmill or anything to cut my own wood, but I couldn't believe I couldn't get rid of them trees. So I cut the whole things up, set piles out in front of the house. Well, what was the beginning of the house, and had free firewood. People came and just picked it up and burned it up on campfires.
I think didn't have much control.
Hey, Rusty.
Hey guys.
Hola.
They're working on this.
Couple of hours.
I've been on about an hour.
For some reason.
Sparky started it before 9 o'clock my
some
time.
reason my email didn't notify me of it. I don't know why I lost my notification on it, but anyway.
There's been other problems though tonight.
Oh, what kind of problems?
This is the
Glitch.
second stream.
Yeah, I saw that. What's going on?
They were working on it or something. It locked up my computer. It went offline, but we were still online. It was ridiculous. Seems to be all right now.
Okay, good.
I'll
I
be back.
just missed it. But I'll be sure and click notifications so I don't miss it again. But I've had a couple of people tell me they are enjoying watching us on YouTube, but aren't on at the right time to do it live. So.
Well, I felt really bad the other night. We were on, and when we shut off, I went into the video manager, and there was people asking, "Can we join you?" Why, of course you can join us, but they couldn't figure out how to get on.
It wasn't anything we had done to confuse them. They just didn't know to click the link in the forum. Is that what it was?
Well, we had a new guy on tonight. He's not a member of Stunt Hanger. He's just a lurker on Stunt Hanger, and he can't see at the bench. Well, I said, well, why don't you become a member? Well, I have to give up my password. Well, you make any password you want.
Yeah.
Well, I told some people that are not members that they could log on by clicking that link, and then I went incognito window just to see if a non-member could read it, and it went straight to it, but maybe it recognized me via my IP address anyway, so I don't know.
Guys, I hate to run, but it's been good seeing everybody again. And
I'm glad I got here in time to catch you just for a second anyway.
Next live stream.
Hey, Howard, are you going to Brodack? Oh, he's gone already.
Rusty will be hosting the next one next Monday, 8 o'clock.
Right.
All right.
That's correct, 8 o'clock Central. I've been hoping we'd hear from Charles Carter, but he knows that we're back in action and doing the hangouts. But I think time at night, I think it's his busy time, so maybe he's not able to get on when we're on.
Is that the guy from Baton Rouge or Louisiana or whatever?
No, he's from California, San Diego, or somewhere in that area, I think.
Oh.
Who's
the one from Louisiana there?
Let's see, Alan Parrott's from Louisiana, but he hadn't been in here with us. I think he watches. Who else?
No, he's a younger guy.
I don't remember.
Oh, I can't think of his name now. I'm so damn bad with names.
Yeah, me too. I think we all are.
Jared? Is Jared from Louisiana?
No, he's from one of those heartland or plains states.
Minnesota, that's right.
I don't think that's it either. I don't know.
I talked to Dennis. I talked to Dennis at a mission yesterday. He may not be going to Brodack. His house flooded.
Oh no.
Yeah, from
That's a nightmare.
was it last Friday when all them storms came out of Missouri there and went across Indiana and Ohio and come down there into Kentucky and stuff. But I guess stuff flooded really bad there in Fort Wayne, or wherever he lives outside of Fort Wayne.
That's terrible.
I think I'm done standing for tonight. This has got me aggravated.
The same Cavalier.
Is that the
No, another one.
one that you dug out last night after you were sanding on the other one?
Yep. And
Okay.
this one is pretty close. I mean, close as I'm gonna make it. I'm not building concourse airplanes here, but they have to be, respectable.
Now, is that tail an open tail or is that a solid tail on that?
Built up,
Built up? All right.
sheeted, built up.
This spring I've been flying that profile Tudor. I'm thinking I fly it pretty well. I was thinking of building a couple of them, but it looks like I don't see anybody or anybody got an idea for producing that kit.
What, Cavalier
I
profile?
think RSM is. Doesn't wasn't that Mike something or other? Mike Griffin?
Mike Pratt. Mike
No,
Griffin.
Griffin.
What kind of kit?
Tudor?
A Tudor
I think it's RSM.
Tudor profile.
I think RSM has one now.
I'll call
I
Eric
think
and
it's a
see.
take apart. I think it's a take apart kit too.
No, I don't want that.
You could probably make it either way.
Yeah.
Anything
If I
any way you
can't find
want.
one. What'd you say?
You can make anything any way you want.
If I can't find a Tudor, I might go with a Cardinal, which is a much different plane, but pretty well too. Happier with that one.
One more day of
Yeah,
sanding
that
on
already,
that one. I'll put the fillets on the other one, and when I come back, we'll do a couple of days. I'm gonna paint all these at once.
How many of them have you got to do?
I got 4 left that I gotta
All right.
finish.
Oh. What's that Gordon Delaney airplane? That was a profile that flew real good.
Pathfinder.
Pathfinder. People really like that
Yeah, with
profile.
tricycle gear on it. Yeah, Wayne's got.
Yeah, your landing.
He flies it pretty well.
One thing about it is you get big scores on your landings.
Maybe. Ah,
I could use any help there I can get. Made over 30 on all of my landings the past couple of contests, so I'm getting better at it.
But yeah, we flew some out there, well, in the grass anyway. As soon as the main gear landed, it sucks that nose right down.
I got a 31 on my last flight.
Yeah, that was an exciting landing.
Oh, is that the one where you had to whip it to try to get your 2 laps in?
Yeah.
Flipped it 2 laps, yeah. That's too much for an old man to run around like that. It was hot too.
Boy, it was. It was 25 degrees hotter second round than it was first round. Okay.
So is the grass as nice as they say there?
Absolutely, absolutely. You could fly a plane around rolling on the ground if you wanted to. It's every bit as good as a top of the line golf course.
Oh, no shit.
And they're going to
Absolutely.
tear it all out and make it better.
Yeah, hopefully next year I get down there. I want to.
It's such an amazing place.
Now, I've been one time and kind of got me hooked. I want to go back. But it is a long ways from here. But me working in Ohio helps.
Being able to camp right there on site's pretty handy too.
How many miles from Ohio is it? How long does it take to get down there?
I think it took 11 hours to go and 9 hours to come back.
Okay.
So it would be, let's just say we could get there quickly, 9 hours from Ohio and 15 hours for me. But it's about the same distance from here to Huntersville. I did make Huntersville in one setting.
Yeah.
Now, in Ohio, you're Cincinnati or Cleveland?
Neither. Dayton.
Whereabouts in Ohio?
Dayton,
Oh, in Dayton.
right, real close to Muncie. We're about hour away. I can get to Muncie in about an hour from there.
Yeah, it's straight across.
Yeah.
It's like 4 hours for me to get from my house to Dayton, so then I'd have to add that to the rest of the trip.
What about Muncie? The fly-in site there is nothing really special, is it?
Yeah, it's special. It's a nice place. It's got the
Where's
best
that?
Muncie, the Nats.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It's the best. It has zero obstruction for wind. If the wind is 10 miles an hour, it's no big deal because it's straight. It's just right straight down.
Flats.
Unless it's coming
Okay,
up.
well, that is good.
Unless it's coming up over circle 1, then you got a problem.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only, you get that lift off that one corner.
Got to be coming, I guess that would be coming from the west. Maybe the west or the northwest, and hit that corner on circle 1 and it goes up. But even when it comes, comes from the east, or I'm not exactly sure on the bearings, but when it comes from 4 and 5, it doesn't bother you because it's coming straight down the way with no trees in the way.
Yeah. But even the grass circles are great. I mean, you get nothing. You go out there and, I mean, to practice or whatever. I mean, the wind whatsoever.
But once you go to Joe Nall, you'll see that the grass at the Nats is crap compared to Joe Nall. Joe Nall is a putting green.
Wow.
They spent big money to make that like that. And they're going to tear it up and redo it.
We got a pretty good field club, the Congaree Flyers. It's about 30 minutes from my house, and it's an RC club, and they've got a 300-foot long runway for the RC guys, and it's made out of polyester, heavy-duty polyester, and they're going to lay some polyester down for us control line guys to stand on and put 2 strips down for takeoffs and landings, and that'll be really nice. Gives you good footing, and it gives you a great place to roll out from your takeoffs. Should be about a couple of 25-foot long takeoff strips, and one opposing each other 180 degrees. So that'll, hopefully you can land on it too if you figure out how to get in position for landing.
We have a real nice flying site at Booter Park with an enclosed speed cage, 150-foot square pad, and a 60-foot radius donut. However,
Google Maps, that looks nice.
they ruined it with all the trees. The wind is always blowing at you there. They have a real nice field at Dayton. They have 2 70-foot radius circles. I don't know if they have any grass, but it's real nice, but they ruined that with the trees. These people think they're helping us by putting the trees out there. It's not.
Too bad about Huntersville. It didn't start out with trees, but nobody ever cut the weed trees, and now it's got lots of trees. Especially that top grass circle. That thing's high on if the wind's coming anywhere but just one open gap.
Huntersville needs the circles tore up and a big roller come in there and somebody with a transom and level everything out.
I think what's going to happen is we're going to build some new ones in different places because the cost of ripping those old ones up and grading and laying them flat again is too much. But
well, you know where the compact guys fly? That's where you ought to be.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, back when I flew RC, and the wastewater in Muskegon. The Army Corps of Engineers, they were training there doing some stuff, and we had a woods back there, and we had tables and grills and stuff we'd bring and everything, and they want to know if they could eat there. We said, sure, come on over and have some hot dogs, all this kind of stuff. And that guy says, you want your field flattened out? We're like, sure. He's all right. I'll have it brought in, and we'll do it this week. We came back out there the following weekend. That damn thing was rolled so flat and so hard that we couldn't believe what kind of job they did flatten that out. We talked to him, said, thanks a lot. He goes, well, hell, that was great because we got to practice making real flying fields.
Oh, all right.
For regular airplanes and stuff, you know. But yeah, but then we lost that. They moved us to the federal government. I don't know, we were too close to the lagoons or something. I don't know what they had to do for runoff or something.
When Byron Barker and Ken Grasser were alive, we used to go down to a contest in New Albany, Indiana, and they had two dirt circles. And believe it or not, they were like concrete. They were rolled out with oil on them. They were nice.
No kidding.
Yeah. Hard packed
Now,
dirt.
where was Byron Barker from?
New Albany, Indiana.
Oh, okay. No, oh God, I can't even think of the other guy's name now that. Oh shit, he used to run the beginner and stuff all the time.
Alan Brickhouse.
Yeah, they were friends, weren't they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Alan was a member of our Huntersville club.
Alan was a member of every club.
I guess I inherited a few of his old supplies after he passed away. Sets and handles and that sort of thing.
It was, I went to his funeral, and there were 4 control line guys there, but there had to be 10,000 students, music students.
Musicians, yeah.
Oh, he was
I think that
music
was
too.
true passion.
He was a teacher.
I missed the opportunity to talk about him while I was walking the pits at Triple Tree making that little video, because I went right past Will Davis's plane, which originally, before it wrecked at the KOI, was Alan Brickhouse's fanfare. And of course, fanfare is a musical trumpet announcement. Da, 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 I think is what fanfare is. After Will wrecked, well, backstory is Will and Wayne and Watt had been, that was a prototype for the retrofit one to electric. And so they built it in Watt's shop. And then after Will wrecked it, he changed it to a whole different tail instead of the, what kind of tail did it have on it? It seemed it had the end caps on the elevator and stabilizer. Will took all that off and rearranged it and renamed it the Troubadour. But that was a missed opportunity for me to mention Alan at a large event like that.
Yeah, he liked them rudders on the end of his elevators.
That's exactly what it had, yeah.
Yeah, I was watching something about that channel where they stuck them on the ends of a wing. You know, jets have them swooped up now, but I forget how much more lift you get by putting them on there. Makes your wing more effective.
It's probably significant. See, it would keep a lot of air from spilling off the edges.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what you'd want for stunt or not.
I don't know what happened to them pictures. I had a bunch of pictures when I used to go down and fly with that one, but here's a picture of a beautiful airplane. Can you see that?
Yeah. I can't read the name on the wing.
It's a Monado. That's the original Monado, which is actually the same as a Continental. But this is an I-beam wing.
No, Monado and a Continental are the same airplane.
Well, I told the story before on the other thread. The story of this airplane is Norm Whittle built a Playboy. Tom Warden bought it from Norm Whittle, and he took it apart. He designed this airplane, the Monado, and built two of them, this one and a green one. The green one was lost in a accident in the garage. Somebody ran over it. Anyway, and I liked the green one better. I thought it was prettier. So Tom built a Continental that looks exactly the same as this, except this is an I-beam and the Continental is was a D-tube. I made mine a C-tube, but
Oh, okay. So, but they started out as a Playboy.
yeah, a Norm Whittle Playboy.
Oh, it's not the other Playboy or whatever.
No, it was a beam wing airplane. Looked very close to that. Kind of like Billy, the USA one started out. Well, the looks were borrowed from the Apogee or Aptrix. I keep telling that one guy from Utah, "Boy, that's a nice looking USA one." No, it's a Jerry Worth Aptrix. I think that's how you say it.
Oh,
So
no kidding.
Everything's a nobler,
Yeah.
basically.
A little thicker wing or semi-thicker and some a little thicker than that.
How many ways can you put one wing, one fuselage, and one elevator stabilized together? That's it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I didn't realize that stunt master, where they, Bob Hunt called it the USA AMA or whatever. All that is a 60 size Nobler. You just blew it up to a 60 size. It just makes it, the fuselage looks a little different and the tips and stuff like that look a little different, but yeah, I didn't realize that's what that was.
Man, I told the story. I used to build airplanes for Tom Warden. He would give me the wood and I would build him a plane. He would finish it and I would have an airplane out of it. What the hell was the name of that airplane? About the time Lou McFarland built the Shark, and he was running I think a Torpedo 45, and I can't remember. Tom decided, well, we're going to build these big airplanes, and we built a few of them. They were 60-inch wingspan, but we were using Super Tiger 46s on them. What the hell was the name of that? That's only been almost 50 years ago.
As airplanes with a Super Tiger 46.
What's that?
So they flew some pretty good size airplanes with a Super Tiger 46.
Yeah, USA 1 was a 46.
Oh, no kidding.
Let me see. What the hell was the name of that? Futura.
Oh, the future. Oh, I've heard of that one.
Tom, well, I built there was no plans to it. I built probably one of the first ones. We built a couple of them together. I gave one to Tom and I had one. Futura.
Pretty good flying airplane?
No.
No.
You can't build. People don't want to listen to me. They think these big airplanes fly good. They really don't. The perfect size airplane is a 40-ounce airplane with a 52-inch wingspan. They fly way different. My Sorcerer, I'm going to probably, I got the motor now. I'm probably going to build another one of those. Was a 50-inch wingspan, 39-ounce piped airplane. Trust me, it flew good.
That's what I've been saying is that I don't know why these people fly so much bigger airplanes. What I don't know what
Well,
the thinking of if it is.
present. They want it to present well, but I don't know where you get presentation points. I don't see any presentation points on the score sheet, but they say it presents well. Well, it's real, you know, I've been arguing with people for the last 10 years or 11 years on the forum about you cannot take a Cadillac at 100 miles an hour and make a 90-degree sharp corner and make it look good. You might be able to do it with a Porsche at half its weight.
Yeah.
You know? That's where mine come from.
Well, what I said is that if you took like a Vector 40, that size airplane or whatever, and you made the fuselage big enough to hide a pipe, the air going around it 70 some feet away from it or whatever, you'd be able to tell the difference between an SV11 and a Vector 40 if the fuselages were the same width or depth.
It's all about weight. If one airplane weighs 60 ounces and the other one weighs 40 ounces, the 40-ounce airplane is going to turn better.
Yeah. Hey, what causes hinging? Well,
They don't want to talk about that either, but if you get the belt, you know, I've had a lot of arguments on this. You get the belt crank located in the wrong spot, which is the point of tether, not the wingtip like everybody else thinks, and you get the lead out weight or the weight box in the wrong position. Everything when it's flying around is trying to line up straight due to centrifugal force. So when you hit the corner, you know, it throws it in a different attitude and it's all trying to line up. So the best thing to do when you're designing your airplane is to approximate, you know, 25 to 30% back from the root rib where the center of gravity is going to be. That's where your airplane is actually plotted from. Center of gravity, which is going to fall anywhere between 25 and 30%. Hypothetical, because everything is hypothetical, could change at a moment's notice, but that's a good starting point. So you plot out the 25 to 30% area, which is going to fall right at the high point of the wing, somewhere in there.
yeah.
Go from the center of the lead outs to the center of the bell crank and go all the way out to the tip, and that's where your lead out weight box should be. And that's a pretty good starting point of, you know, the lineups to keep everything flying in line, so when you hit it hard, it's not all trying to stir itself around and line itself up.
Yeah, because Samantha's got a Vector, and that son of a bitch, it hinges. It's the only one that does it, and I don't know why the other ones didn't do it. But I'm going to look to see where the weight box, if the weight box is different than what the other ones were.
What do you see the outboard wing roll upwards when you make a hard inside corner?
No, it comes in,
like this.
comes in at you.
That's all.
It's
That's
like,
all due to center of gravity and point of tether. You know. I'll look at it
and
when I go to Broad.
what's really weird is that it hinges worse inverted than it does up. Outsides are worse than insides.
Is it a piped airplane?
No.
I know that this video here is going to draw a lot of controversy, but I'm going to say some stuff it's going to freak some people out. There are some advantages to the piped airplane. Now, this is a heavy pipe. This is not a carbon pipe. You want to keep everything as low as, you know, the weight as light as possible. But when I can explain this better here than I can typing it on the forum. When you have a fuselage, like this is the center line of the wing, and that's where you're going to try to keep your bell crank on that center line, about this position here, which is about 25 to 30%. The piped airplanes are good because they keep the engine RPM controllable. They're bad because they take this weight and sling it underneath the center line of the wing. Now you have the head of the motor and the pipe slung under the wing, this center line. That's called the vertical center of gravity. Horizontal center of gravity, excuse me.
Okay.
Well, as this thing is flying around at 55 miles an hour, what's it trying to do? It's trying to throw this out. Centrifugal force is trying to throw this out. So you get it rolling in at you. So now you make a hard turn and your bell crank's in a weird spot. What's it going to do? It's all going to try to line up. And that's why I watch these airplanes fly. Oh, this is great, whatever. And they're doing all kind of weird things. And it's all because of the engineering like this. But people don't see that, you know,
Well,
especially Howard.
one thing about this old Vector is I know it's getting oil soak in the tail because it's tail heavy now. So I put lead weight up on the tank, and I'm wondering if I got that too low. That I need to put the lead weight be more on the center line of the engine or whatever. Because I never noticed it hinging before, but now it's starting to do it really bad. But the weight of the airplane now weighs 53 ounces, so it's heavy. We've gained with adding 2.5 ounces in the nose to overcome the tail now. You know, probably, I think the thing used to weigh 58 ounces, and now we're up to 53.
You can get the same kind of hinging Sparky was talking about if your wheels are too heavy.
Yep. Hanging underneath the vertical or the horizontal center of gravity.
Yeah. When I'm bench trimming before I ever do the maiden flight, and I hang it from the lead outs to check the nose down yaw, you know, you can spin the plane the other way and look at it straight on against a straight edge like a door jamb or something, and tell if that outboard wing is anything but straight up and down, and decide whether you need heavier or lighter wheels or something underneath to
Well, I know that, you know, now you say that, I know it's got heavy wheels because that thing's been flown so much, if you squeeze the wheels, that foam will have oil in it.
Yeah, change the wheels.
well, that might be what the problem is with yours if it's not piped like Sparky was mentioning.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's all of a sudden, and it's like she's just having a hell of a time with the outside square maneuvers. She goes, we move the lead outs back, tried that, and
Try moving it forward.
a little bit, it still wants to hinge.
Move them forward.
Move them forward.
Yeah, farther you move them back, the more it's going to hinge.
Oh,
Get rid of those wheels too. Get some light wheels and see if that doesn't help it. Hang it like I said. Look at it against a vertical straight edge and see if that wing's vertical.
Some of the guys
Okay.
have argued with me about concentrated weight, and I learned about concentrated weight from Ron O'Toole. And believe me, you can feel that battery pack, that concentrated weight in the nose of a battery-powered airplane. It feels like a brick out there, And I don't care. They say, well, we could shove it back. Yeah, you could shove it back, but I still can feel it.
yeah, I could tell the day when I was going up and down that ladder onto the roof about concentrated weight.
Yeah.
Carrying stuff up and trying to balance myself. I'm like, holy shit.
And I had to turn my bandwidth down just to be able to not be delayed by 2 seconds when I talk. And now I got a blurry picture. Were y'all having any kind of problem like that earlier?
The guy from Medellin was having that problem.
Yeah, I got a little bit of a blurry picture tonight, but I don't know if it's I got a different internet. I had Charter, but it was fast at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And so many people get on around here. The damn thing slowed down to where it didn't hardly work at all. Now I got AT&T. It's not quite as fast as what Charter was, but it's the same speed all the time.
Yeah, I got about 3 megabits up and 25 megabits down.
Well, a wire is and the internet are just like a water pipe. And that's, here's the water pipe. You're only going to shove so much water through here, period.
Yeah.
And when all these people kind of attract at the end, you know, and try to funnel down in this, they all can't get through the pipe at the same time. That's why a RAID in the computer works much better, because let's say you got, you know, 64-bit across the bus and you run it in a RAID, it splits it up. So you're running 32 on this side and 32 on this side, half as much, but goes twice as fast. So it's like running 2 pipes instead of 1. Internet sucks. I mean, and here again, it's all about greed. These characters are taking our money, but they're not upgrading their equipment. They're just paying their shareholders.
Yeah.
I used to have dial-up, and I know that sounds, you know, everybody had dial-up. Antique. We'd have a problem with the dial-up, and I'd call up the phone company and say, well, we'll come out and look at it. So we put you on a different pair. Okay, great. So that would go on for about a month and have the same problem again. Well, we'll put you on a different pair. It's a different pair of 100-year-old wires. It's the same shit.
Infrastructure had water in it.
Well, yeah, that's, I guess now how this works is that because it comes over the phone lines, so it's kind of like dial-up, but it's two pair come in, and it goes into the router or whatever, and I guess it makes it faster using 2 pair, like you said. It splits it up, but so far so good. It's $30 a month cheaper, and
you won't be happy with DSL. It'll take a dump because of 100-year-old wires.
Well, they just put this in.
Yeah.
AT&T's putting fiber optics in now in my neighborhood.
Yeah. I don't know. It was 11 years ago. It was 3 miles from us, and then it was 2 miles, then a mile, and they finally last summer brought it down the road and stuff like that. So
when they get it in my backyard, I'll talk about it.
Yeah, they've been knocking on my door, but I'm fine with Spectrum, Time Warner.
Yeah, that's what I got. Charter, same thing.
It's dependable in my neighborhood. I know there are some really bad ones, but mine's been pretty good.
well, it's like I told Charter was when they charged me $27 a month for how many ever gigs it was. My internet was faster then. Now that they're at 60 or whatever, I never get 60. I don't even get, I think I had 20 before that. It was $27 for 20, whatever, how fast it was.
Usually measured
My
in
internet never
megabits.
got faster. It went slower, and I paid more. They jumped it to $79 a month, and I'm like, bullshit. I'm not paying that much.
Well, I have no cable TV anymore because I watch everything over the internet now. Hulu, Amazon, Netflix, and if I want local TV, got an antenna. Everybody's dumping cable.
Yeah, I still have it, but if I watch less TV, I'd be a whole lot better off.
Well, they want to charge you $100 a month. That's what my last bill was for television and internet, and they got 200 channels of crap I don't watch. You know, the shopping channel and the eating channel, the cooking channel. It's bullshit.
I know. Well, that's when I left Charter because they raised mine to $139 a month. And I'm like, there ain't no way I'm spending that kind of money a month for TV and internet. And that was bundled. So
You can watch TV over the internet. And it's
the only thing I'd miss is like the Smithsonian Channel and the
Got
Science Channel. I watch that a lot.
I got it.
You got it?
Oh yeah.
Off of Hulu or what?
I think it's let's see, I think it's Netflix. Netflix cost me $7 a month. I think it went up to $9 now.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah. And I'm an Amazon Prime member. That's $100 a year. So, but you got to keep your internet on, so that's about $60 a month. They're going to get you anyway, nothing's free.
Well, where I live right now, Sprint telephones has a hell of a deal to where it's unlimited data. And if you got a phone and a tablet, it was $79 a month for unlimited. And I watch shit on the tablet and all that. I'm like, fuck, that's what I'm going to do. Well, it doesn't work here. That I live in a damn pit, I guess. And only thing that works here is Verizon. And they said now AT&T does, but both of them are so expensive. I'm like, then I'm back up to $100 and some a month again. And I'm like, I ain't going to do that.
Watch it. If you got internet, get a thing called Roku. ROKO.
Yeah, that's what Samantha has in her room.
Charles Carter.
How you doing, Charles?
Hey, man.
Oh, you're frozen.
Can't hear you.
I think Charles is frozen.
No, I see him. He just can't hear him. He ain't got his mic on.
He's not moving.
Now he is. He's moving on mine. I see his hand.
He's waving. You got no microphone.
Yep.
We can't hear you.
No, he's frozen on mine.
You can do sign language, but I can't read sign language either.
Let's see. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P.
No, he's still frozen where I am. He hadn't moved since he logged in.
His microphone's off. I see the mic with a line through it.
Yeah.
Yep, I do too.
Now,
There's that disappeared.
Yeah, but we still can't hear him.
I
Log
can't
out
hear
and
him.
log back in.
I can't hear him or see him.
Like I say, I think YouTube's having a conniption tonight.
Yep.
Because that first stream that I had was so quirky. I mean, we were off air and still talking to each other.
Well, that's like, I had a hell of a time when I got off of there. I took it wasn't even on my tablet, and I could hear people talking. Now, Rusty, oh, there you. Now you're back. I don't know what's going on.
Rusty's there, but Charles is gone. He'll be back.
It used to be too that when someone talked, their picture came up on my screen, and now I got to pick who I look at. Are you there, Rusty?
Don't think this is working. Okay. Well, that sucks.
How you doing, Rusty?
Oh, hey, Chris, how you doing?
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
hang on.
seeing everybody's having trouble with their connections.
Wait, hang on. I gotta stop my YouTube. It's echoing. Okay. I don't know. We keep getting cut off